Hey guys, it's Jaleesa and I'm back with another video. So I was struggling with trying to figure out what I wanted to film. I kept going back and forth between like straightening this hair, which is this Mongolian kinky curly hair, and then me doing maybe like a lip swatch video. And then I was like, maybe I should do a story time because I have so many stories. I have too many stories. But I think what I'm gonna stick to is doing a frequently asked questions video just to put it out there, get it out there, so that way if you guys have any questions, you can pretty much like reference this video. So I'm gonna start with one of my #1 questions, and it's basically, how did I start YouTube? And that one is such a loaded question because it was something that kind of like, that I fell upon, if that makes sense. Back in, I don't even know what year this was, probably 2009, 10. I was on YouTube watching tons and tons of videos, just like stupid little videos, Charlie the Unicorn and Salad Fingers. And then I kind of stumbled upon, and thumbs up if you guys know what Salad Fingers is. Like, if you know what Salad Fingers is, like, you guys, you're my best friend now. I don't think you understand the level of love that I have for Salad Fingers. So if you guys get it, like, you're my favorite. But anyway, so I was watching those kind of weird videos, just like weird pranks and like stupid things. And then I kind of stumbled upon, it was, I guess, Michelle Phan, and then Makeup Is My Lovers. They're, I don't know, just a couple of hair videos, and I was like, oh, people are on here doing this? Like, I thought it was just for like little random stupid videos. And so once I started kind of getting involved, like just immersed into like wig videos and like all types of hair reviews, I was like, oh my God, wait, hold on. Let me I just wanted to be a part of it. And I asked my boyfriend for a camera for my birthday, and he got me this Sony Bloggy. It's just like a thin, it literally just looked like a cell phone. And I just started recording my videos from there, and I was like, well, what would I want to watch? And a lot of it was hair. Like, I've always been obsessed with hair, and so I was like, okay, let me make some hair videos. It's something that I know, and I love makeup, so I was like, let me dig into this. Makeup, not as good as hair, but still equally as loved. That's fine. And then it kind of just took off from there. I was working full-time and going to school full-time and still trying to do YouTube at the same time. And I didn't even know that like I could make any real money from it. It was just kind of fun to do it. And then people started watching, and I was shocked about it because I didn't really think anybody would watch, just kind of like for my friends and like random things. And so people started watching, and then it just kind of took off from there. And then I basically started working with Ipsy. They flew me to LA, they moved me out here, and I worked with them for 3 years. And just last year, or I'm sorry, 2 years ago, I stopped working with Ipsy, and so I've been independent ever since. And yeah, so that's how I started YouTube. And another question that I always get is, how did I build my following? And I think I built my following based off of, I would say, my level of expertise and my consistency back then. I'm not consistent now, and I can be very honest about that, but back then I was very consistent. I concentrated on YouTube 1000%. I just had so many ideas. I was like, this. And then I kind of just got drained, not from YouTube, but drained in life. And so I just became less consistent. But I wouldn't say that YouTube drained me per se. I think just life kind of drained me. So I would say consistency, passion, and a certain level of expertise and or a certain level of entertainment. Like, you don't even have to be an expert, just as long as you're entertaining and you're fun to watch and people want to watch you. That's really all that matters, honestly. Like, no one wants to watch someone boring unless that person is just so incredibly skilled that you don't care about the level of entertainment. You're just like, you know what, I'm here for the skill and the craft, right? Another question that I always get is how old I am, or my birthday. My birthday, September 24th, 1990. I'm 29 years old, and it shakes me to my core because deep down, I still feel like I'm maybe like 23, 24. A lot of people think I look 23, 24, and I feel like I'm 23, 24. And so it's very strange for me to believe that this year I'm turning 30, and I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I like it. I'm gonna be 29 forever. This is it. Like, I'm not, if anyone asks me, I'm turning the big 29 in September this year. I wanna do something really fun for my birthday. Maybe travel to, I don't know, I'm stuck between Hawaii, which I always hear is amazing, and Mexico, which I always love. I love Mexico. My dream was always to go to London and to go to Italy, and I've done both. So I guess at this point now, it's just me like just enjoying my life versus basically fulfilling any certain goals. Because another question that I get is, what are my goals in life? And my goals are changing because I've reached so many of my goals that now I have to make new ones. And a lot of my goals used to be career goals or education goals. Like, my goal, get a degree, did that. My career goal was hit 1 million subscribers, did that. Be, you know, model and work with major brands and do campaigns, did that. Hit a certain level of money, like, did that. Buy the car that I wanted, did that. Move to LA, did that. So a lot of things now are kind of shifting and changing. I have to come up with new goals. My new goals, though, are less so, I would say, money-wise or success or career-wise. I'm not very much interested in that anymore, which is very weird because I used to be such a strong-minded, like, entrepreneur. Get it, get it, get it. More money, more power, more this, more that. And then I think, in a way, I kind of got all of that, and then realized that it wasn't what was going to make me happy. A lot of what makes me happy is family, relationships, and things like that. So my new goals are, I don't want to say my goal is to have a family, but because it's not something you can really like do. It's something that I think really kind of just happens for you. But yeah, that's one of my goals, is to have a family, get married, have kids, and just like lay low. Like, oh my God, that would be my dream in life, is just like do that. Have a family, lay low, and be really quiet and just like work behind the scenes. That's something I really think is ideal for my lifestyle, because I'm such a private person that to put myself out there constantly is very draining and not very ideal for me, you know? So yeah, I would say those are my goals. And then currently right now is to finally launch my skincare line, which is taking quite a bit of time and effort, and that's fine. I like working towards something. So yeah, I would say that. Another question I get is just like family stuff. Do I have siblings? And am I the oldest? Whatever. I don't have any siblings. I'm an only child, and I think it shows. I have always wanted to have siblings, and I secretly hope that I do somewhere on the planet. I hope, I don't know, my dad did some things and somewhere in the world I have siblings. I don't know. That's low-key a dream of mine, is to like discover that I have a brother or sister or something. But as of right now, it's just me. And I low-key always wish I had a twin, but I'm gonna say something very controversial, and I'm sorry, but the idea of twins is just very weird to me. Like, it's you and then it's another you, but it's a different you. I don't know, but it seems cool. I don't know. Another question that I get is, am I Am I in a relationship? Sometimes I get people who ask me what are my favorite foods. I like to eat a lot. First of all, I'm a big like fresh food kind of person. I don't really like packaged foods or like frozen foods, or I just like fresh, cooked, not fast food kind of things. So I preferably always pretty much make all of my meals and or order food that I know is more like fresh. But I like to eat, I would say I like to eat a lot of pasta. Like I love Italian food. Italian food is my favorite. It's usually what I like to eat on my birthday. If I have like a birthday dinner, I'm going to an Italian restaurant. I went once to a Japanese restaurant, had an amazing time, but it just wasn't like pasta. Like I love gnocchi. I live and die for gnocchi. Another thing though that I really, really love is ackee and saltfish, which is Jamaican food. And I love Jamaican food. I mean, I grew up on that. It's what feels like home. It's just so like need. So ackee and saltfish with green banana, plantain, that might be my numero uno. And then gnocchi would probably be second. And then after that would be like cookies. I love cookies. I'm always eating cookies and milk, or like brownies, cheesecake. I love like pastries and bread. What kind of music do I listen to? I listen to a lot of, man, it's all over the place. I have very, I guess, alternative preference for music. So I listen to a lot of, I would say like John Mayer. I listen to Banks. I like, right now my favorite song is Maria Don't Call from, his name is Santino the Saint. I think that's what his name is. That I play that on like repeat. Hold on, there's a Lambo in that car. Yeah, I like that. I listen to Drake when there's a new album. I play that out. I like Rihanna whenever there's music. I don't know, it's hard. I listen to a lot of just different stuff. Favorite movies, I love anything involving drugs and crime. Blow, Scarface, The Departed, Shawshank Redemption. That is an undeniable classic. Pretty Woman is probably my number one though, I gotta be honest. Pretty Woman is probably my number one, and you're probably like, but that has nothing to do with drugs and crime. Well, prostitution is technically a crime, so we're gonna go with that, okay? If I could change one thing about my life, what would I change? If I could change one thing, it would be, man, I dated this one guy and technically he kind of ruined my life. If I can go back and just never meet him, that would be ideal. Chef's kiss. Coffee or tea? Right now I'm drinking coffee. I always drink tea. I think tea is very, very, very important to your health. Especially, you know, if you don't have to drink a caffeinated tea, just something that like warms your insides and your intestines and gets your, you know, the whole thing going. In the morning, I need something warm to really settle my stomach and get my day started. So whether that's like a coffee, a hot coffee, or a hot tea, I drink rose Tulsi every morning. That's my favorite tea from Allegro. And if I'm drinking a coffee, it's an espresso, usually black like my soul. And every now and then I might throw a little sugar in there, but for the most part, I like it rich and black. I like my men. I get a lot of questions about what I'm mixed with. I'm not biracial, but I am, I guess, technically mixed. I did an ancestry.com situation, which is probably a big mistake because they're a private company and God knows what they're doing with my DNA. I don't. Stupid. But the ancestry says that I'm 34% Benin, Togo, 18% Ghana, 17% Congo, 6% Great Britain, 5% Mali, 5% Nigeria, 5% Ireland, Scotland or Wales, which is Scotland probably, 3% French, 2% Jewish, 1% Norway, 1% Italy, and it also says that I'm Afro-Jamaican, which clearly I very much am. Well, here's another one. What programs were you at in college? Like, what kind of classes did I take? I took a lot of art and design classes because my degree is in fine art. So I had to take a lot of studio classes, a lot of figure drawing, a lot of painting, sculpture, ceramics. And then I would take like classes. I loved fashion, so I would take some fashion classes just for fun, just like throw that in there. I like math, so those were pretty easy to get by. I had to take so many Englishes because I kept jumping college to college and they wouldn't take the English from one college to another college. So I had to take maybe 4 or 5 Englishes, which pissed me off so much. But the crazy part is the last English class that I took was probably the best English class that I have ever taken because it taught me so many things that none of my English classes ever taught me, which, like, for instance, that sentences should have an order and a sequence. So if I say, like, so my mind just races and I'm just like, oh, I love cookies and I'm probably gonna go to the mall. So what are we doing tomorrow? You know, it's like kind of no relation versus when you're writing, you wanna have a correlation. So you say, oh, I really like cookies. I might go to the mall and pick up some cookies. Would you like to go with me to do that? You get what I mean? Like, just, it should have, I was all over the place and I didn't realize that until my last English class, that sentences should have a sequence. I didn't know that and I learned that. So yeah, I took a lot of Englishes and I took a lot of anything that had to do with thinking, psychology, like divergent thinking, how to think in so many different ways. Psychology, I'm always interested in how the brain works, probably because I'm a little crazy. And I also liked anthropology, sociology, people, the study of people. I just love to study people. I'm a creep. I will sit at a cafe and just like watch people eat and just be like, I just love to observe and I come up with my own stories of like what their life is like and what they're doing. Like, that's just, I love that. Which I probably should have been a psychologist. And yes, it is too late because I'm not going back to school for that. So I will actually end my last question with, which I get a lot, is how do I deal with my anxiety? I deal with my anxiety by trying to stay present and by realizing that people are just people. I grew up having, because I'm an only child and being alone for so much, that I grew up with social anxiety and I could not speak to strangers. I didn't know, I just couldn't. I couldn't order food at school. I couldn't ask the lunch lady for extra lunch. I couldn't do any of that. I would have to ask my friend like, hey, could you tell her that I want extra shrimp today or that I want extra mac and cheese? I could not do it myself. I couldn't call an order. I couldn't call customer service. I couldn't do anything. I was just frozen. And then a boyfriend of mine at the time, which this is why I love relationships. I am actually a relationship junkie. I love relationships because they teach me so much about myself. But anyway, he told me, like, look at people. Just look. These are just people. What are you afraid of? Like, they're no different than you or I. These are people. They're just living their lives and there's nothing that you should be afraid of. Why are you afraid? And I thought to myself, oh my God, like, these really are just people. Like, this woman at this cashier, she's just a person. This customer service lady, man, he's just a person. What am I afraid of? Joys of having a cat. What am I afraid of? And ever since then, I kind of just like snapped out of it. I realized that these are just people. What am I afraid of? So yeah, I would say that helped me a lot. Is just having someone show me how relatable other people are And anxiety-wise is me trying to stay present. Like I said so many times before, is that I worry so much about the future and I dwell so much on the past. I think about all the things that went wrong or how things could have been different. And for the future, I think about, okay, well, am I in line? Am I close to where I need to go? What are my goals? Like, you know, just worry, 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 worry. And I then just decided, you know what? How about I think about what I'm doing today? How about I think about what I'm doing right now? At this very moment in time, right now, what can I do towards my future? The past is gone. The past is not real. You can't touch the past. It happened, but it's no longer here. It's not real. It's not a real thing. It is just a memory, you know? And it's just a literal memory. So what can I do at the moment, today, right now, to make the future better? That's it. So if that means that, okay, right now, instead of worrying about the past or worrying about the future and me sitting here just like, what about I get up and go read a book? Maybe I read a book on how to be more successful, or I read a book on how to be less anxious, or I read a book on vampires, you know, whatever. Read a book. Or maybe I get up and I go to the gym because I'm not feeling so whatever, confident. Maybe I just want to go to the gym and do a little something. Maybe I might sit on the bike for a little bit. Maybe I might watch a movie to get my mind off of things. Or maybe I'll go through my recipe book and cook something and make some cookies or something. Or maybe I'll call a friend and we can talk about these things. But it's just, what can I do now to change or give me the future that I desire, versus thinking about how, oh my God, what is my future gonna be? Oh my God, what am I supposed to do? You know? Do the thing that you need to do versus thinking about the thing that you need to do. And that really helped me with my anxieties, getting out of my head and staying in the present and actually grounding myself and being in my body versus being in my mind. I get stuck up here and there's not enough of me doing. It's just so much of me thinking. So once I realized how much I could change my future just by the changes that I make right now, helps me with my anxiety. But when you're in the middle of it and you're kind of just, you're not thinking about what can I do, but you know, if you can take yourself out of it for a second, step out for a second and breathe. And just breathe and say, okay, all right, this is where we are, that's fine. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this to fix it. And that's it. And you're gonna breathe and just breathe. And it's so crazy because you see all the time people like, woosah, woosah. But breathing really helps. Breathing really works, because when you breathe, you realize, like, I am alive. I'm right here. This is the present moment, you know? Like, breathe. Just breathe, breathe. It helps shut down your thoughts. Just breathe. So that is what I do to help with my anxiety, and this is how I'm gonna end the video. So let me know down in the comments some questions that you guys want me to answer for next time, because I like doing these videos. I don't kind of talk enough, and I know I say that all the time. I've been saying it for years. I don't talk enough, and it's just hard for me. It's hard for me, guys, but I'm doing the best I can, all right? I'm doing the best I can. So yeah, let me leave your comments and your questions down below. I love you guys. I hope you guys love these types of videos, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.